Compelling reasons is the greatest tool to fuel your weight loss forever. This is something that I did and I still do because, and I'll tell you why. Why it matters is it's going to fuel con- the permanent change to your weight loss for years to come and keep that momentum going. One of the things that we talk about sometimes, like especially, you know how when you first start a diet and you're like very gung ho and it's really exciting, it's something new. So this compelling reasons exercise helps us to keep it fresh and new and top of mind as you're going through your process. It's also going to help you to be able to choose whichever protocol you're on. So, oh, and let me just stop first and let you know, you don't necessarily need to write all this down if you don't want to. This PDF is in the portal. It's called the Compelling Reasons exercise. It's all written out, so you don't have to write every word of this down. I'm just explaining it to you, and then we're going to do the exercise together. But basically, this is for you to do it when we get to the directions. These are the reasons why we're doing it, and then I'll have the directions as to what we're doing. So these are just the reasons why. So this is going to help you with whichever protocol you're on. So whether you're on a protocol, if there's no flour, no sugar, you're going to have your reasons like, I have no inflammation. This is amazing. My body feels so good. I can get up and from the floor and not be having to like wait for hours. Or if you're doing, maybe some people are choosing a different protocol like intermittent fasting. And yeah, it can feel, you might have that temporary discomfort for a little while, but you also love the clarity of mind that you get, the fact that the scale's going down, that you get to go shopping, that that you have power over food, whatever those things are. So that's why I'm bringing this up, that this is helpful for any protocol. It's also, most of the time, you're going to need more than just one compelling reason. So maybe, you want to be in a bikini and that's your compelling reason in May. Like all of a sudden you're going on vacation on a cruise or something, and there's a very good compelling reason because you want to, look adorable in a bathing suit. Well, that maybe not won't fly in February. So that's why you need more than one or two. But 30 is a really good number to start with. That'll get you out of any situation, just having it top of mind. Sometimes it's family, sometimes it's, well, we'll talk about what the compelling reasons are. These are reasons that are going to fuel you. And you can use this exercise for any goal. So I actually have been using it for being a business owner and why I want to do this work, because I'm compelled. So on the days that are tough, on the days that I don't want to do a post or I don't want to do, I'd never not want to be here. So that doesn't count, but I love being here live with you guys. But maybe writing out my email or something like that. I have to have a compelling reason to overcome that discomfort of wanting to do some of those things. All right. Briefly, here's the exercise. This is what you don't need to write down. This is the information that's in the portal. You're going to set a timer for 10 minutes. You're going to create a list of 30 or more reasons, compelling reasons for why you want to lose the weight. Just jot down the first thing that comes to your mind. Don't overthink it. Don't spend a lot of time on it. Just start writing. Then you're going to highlight the ones that mean the most to you, maybe 10 to 20, because you're not overthinking it, maybe you'll have some repeats, or maybe you'll put the bikini one down and then you realize, whatever, I don't really care. I love my one piece. It's fine. And you just cross that one out. That might not be compelling enough for you. So that's why that's in there. Then if you want to take a little bit deeper, this is what I did. And this is what you would do on your own. And we're going to kind of demo it tonight. I got a little notebook. Grabbed my son's this is his old Foundations notebook from Westmont Christian Academy. And you take one of the compelling reasons at the top of the page. You can see it, the old screen share, or at the top of the page. And then you're going to do a thought download and fill up the whole page. So this is what you're going to do instead of maybe you're journaling for the morning, or you don't have to do it in addition to. If you don't have time, you might do it in place of in some of your journaling for the morning. So you're going to do a thought download, set the timer for 5 minutes, and then you're going to ask yourself the question, and why is this important to me? And then you're going to go ask that question 3 more times, and I'll explain what that looks like. So, and we're going to demo it tonight together. But basically, one of mine was I don't want to be defined, I don't want fun to be defined as food, because the only thing that was fun in my life for many years was food. So I wrote down a full page of information, and then I asked myself why it was important, like why um, being food, why that was important to me to not be defined, food being defined as fun. And I one of the my one of my reasons for why that was important was because I wanted food to be in its proper place as fuel. Because basically food consumed my life. I thought if I wasn't eating, then I wasn't having fun. And the only thing I would look forward to was the food. So I wanted food to be in its proper place. And why was that important to me? Why was food being in its proper place important to me? Because I wanted to see food as fuel and not be constantly thinking about it. I wanted to create a life I loved and not have food be the only thing that was the most fun thing for me. Why was that important to me? Why was it important to me to have that philosophy? Because obviously, having food be the center was caused so much weight gain, so much sadness, so much it made me want to isolate myself and push people away. And I wanted to have fun and embrace life. And I wanted to have the kind of life that by the end of my life, I wanted to say, I lived a very full, exciting, and fun life. Why was that important? Why is that important to me? And you just keep going down the line like that. Does that make sense? Then, after that, you do that little exercise and you're filling out your paper. I also want to just say one little caveat, and that is to make sure everything is positioned in a positive light. So, for example, I want to be healthy versus I don't want to feel be unhealthy or feel heavy or like so it's really so important because what we're trying to do is create positive emotions around losing weight. There's a lot of negative emotions that come naturally because that's how our brain is wired to like constantly be looking for problems, right? Of around losing weight. So we're trying to create a practice of creating positive emotions around losing weight. So for example, um, I I want to instead of how I hate the inflammation that I'm feeling. I want to feel amazing in my body. Like think of how different that feels as opposed to I hate the inflammation I'm feeling or whatever the thing is that you have for your compelling reason. Okay? So the next phase and the last phase is you're going to highlight. You're going to get a highlighter. That's what I've done. Now if you can see it. It's hard because of this weird background, but I highlighted all the positive feelings. So you just take any feelings word. So my feelings were fun and joy and excitement, encouragement, love. Those were my positive emotions that I was creating with my own brain about losing weight. And then you're also going to maybe underline some of the sentences that really stand out to you. So I, um, one of my sentences for this particular topic was, I'm so excited to explore ways to ensure that my life is full of joy, being outside in nature, time with friends, walks with family and talks with family, creating art, and loving who I am becoming, and so excited to embrace my future self. Those were some of my sentences that, and I wrote this probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I still go back to this and remind myself of that motivation that I had started with. Last two steps are you're going to use that first sheet. So the first 30, the list of 30. So here's my list of 30. I used to keep this handy with my daily planning sheet. So you could grab a little Post-it note thing, little tab. If you have it, I used to keep it inside my notebook with my daily planning sheets. At the top of the daily planning sheet, it has a question that says why is this important to me? Like, why is this number on the scale important to me? That's where you write one of those reasons. So it's a chance for you to automatically revisit that question regularly. So it's important to keep that top of mind because it's one of those things. So once you write it down, you might forget about it. And it's fine. There's no wrong way to do this, The point of this exercise is to keep it top of mind, to keep it in your brain, to get it down into your heart and soul so that this keeps you fueled for your weight loss, which of course is going to be especially important as the holidays come up. Little tip there. So this is really helpful. Okay.